Near Mint Condition, the home of collected editions.
That cover's so awesome.
Absolute format is the best way to own this store. Time to empty those wallets and fill those shelves. How's it going, all you Minties? Uncanny Omar here from Near Mint Condition, the home of collected editions. And join me today as I get to talk about one of the most anticipated releases, not just for me, but for a lot of people. This is Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees from IDW. So let's go ahead and talk about this book. And welcome back, everybody. Now, before I go any further, a big thank you to the folks at IDW for sending us a copy of this book. This book has already come out in the direct market and book market and is available everywhere. However, there is a hardcover edition of this book. It's very limited, and that one's only available through the IDW website. I will leave the link in the description of the video. This is not just one of my most anticipated graphic novels of the year, but a lot of people have been looking forward to this one. I got to interview Patrick Horvath a couple of months ago, and he was such a joy to talk to. And I could not wait to read this. A lot of my viewers have been asking me, have I read the single issues? No, I have been waiting for this. So here we finally have it, Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees. Again, this is the trade paperback edition. You do have the main character right there. And I don't want to give too much away because I would love for people to go into this completely blind. And if you like horror, and if you like anthropomorphic animals and you just like both of them together, then stop watching the video right now, but make sure you hit that like button before you go anywhere, and just go and enjoy this, because it was such a joy and creepy read. Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, the title up there, a bright, shiny, vile gem of a book. Cy Spurrier, Patrick Horvath, and then Hassan Osmane Clow. And then you have the spine right here with the IDW logo at the bottom, Patrick Horvath down there, and then Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees. Home is where the heart stops. Finally, murder and forensics and adorable by Patton Oswalt. So all of these just praises for the book, and then a little bit about what the book is about. Now, I'm going to go ahead and crack this open. I'm mainly going to talk about the first issue to kind of give you a little bit of synopsis or the pitch of what this book is. So just in case, I guess minor spoilers if you don't want to even know what the first issue is about. But again, I did say if you've ever trusted any of my opinions, then go ahead and get this because, oh my gosh, it was so good. All right, let's crack it open and see what all the hype is about. All right, as I mentioned, this is a trade paperback, but there is a hardcover. And Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, written and illustrated by Patrick Horvath, Hassan Otsmane Elau is the letter. And we have articles right here, and you're going to see the articles at the beginning of each of the issues, and we have the cover to issue number 1, which features our main character, Samantha Strong. And carrying a bag full of Kool-Aid? No, not at all. So the article, again, from the newspaper, the Bicentennial Days, our small town prepares for a grand celebration. Gives you, sometimes you can read a little bit of it. The important parts you can read. Now, as I mentioned earlier, if you don't like violence or real crime stories, I know some people are turned off by that kind of stuff, this book is not for you, because it is very disturbing. I put it in the horror category because, honestly, there is a lot of horrific imagery through here. And it is all done in this anthropomorphic animal style. So something like, I know when I interviewed him, he said people compared it to like Richard Scarry's style of artwork. Mainly these pastel colors that he uses through here to kind of give you this false sense of security, like, oh, everything is fine. It's animal creatures. They're adorable. Nothing's going to happen. It's Mapletown. It's Calico Critters. It's the Sylvan family. Yes, those are all the same thing. I've realized that. But there's a dark side to the story. So we meet the character of Samantha Strong, who owns this hardware store. She has an employee there. And she's very strict about certain things. Like, things have to be in order in her store. Things have to be delivered at a certain time. And every once in a while, what she ends up doing is leaving town to go to the city. Now, she goes to the city to go get supplies from bigger chains to bring back to this small town. So this is a small town. At the very, very beginning, she tells you that this is Woodbrook. Nothing happens in Woodbrook. Everything is plain and boring as you can find in a small town. When she goes to the big city, you start seeing, because all of it done through her narration, by the way, you start seeing her brain work a little bit different. It's like she's hunting something. And what she says is that there are certain rules. And the certain rules are she keeps it far away from home. It's always somebody random. Always somebody random. And what exactly does she mean by that? So what she does is she gets the help of this duck, this gentle man right here. And she's saying that she has car troubles, and he realizes that, oh my gosh, this woman knows what she's talking about. And she ends up knocking him out only to murder him while he's alive. So pretty much taking down his nervous system, so he's able to feel things, and she just loves being in control. Small hints were given to you earlier about her being in control, about, where things need to be, how everything needs to be organized. So not only does she kill this duck, you're like, what's happening? Is this like some kind of sacrificial thing? No, what she ends up doing is dissecting him. And she's so nonchalant about it. She takes each piece of this duck and puts it in different cans of paint and buries the paint cans. And this is also a world, I guess it's like Disney, right? Where you have Pluto and Goofy that exist in the same world. She's looking at a bear and she's like, well, I'd appreciate you not saying anything and keep it between us. So she goes on about her merry way and returns back home. And life as usual. She goes to dinner at her best friend's house, and Nigel's now taking care of his mom. She's an elderly lady. And, nobody has any clue that she's doing these horrific things in the city. So, as you read in the very beginning, there's a bicentennial day that's approaching. It's a Sunday, September 30th. There's going to be this big parade. She tells her employee to go home. And this is Charlie, by the way, and his family, his sweet family. She just says, go home, take the day off because, I'll keep the shop open while you and your family go to the parade. So what ends up happening is that the parade, this sailing veil comes down, and it's revealed underneath it that someone had killed one of the citizens of Woodbrook. Now, because you're reading her narration, you immediately know it's not her. You know that it's someone else. Someone is stupid enough to bring the problem here. And if someone is stupid enough to bring the problem to this small town, that means it's not long before the authorities come knocking on her door and start looking at her things too. And that's what this is about. This is a dark, horrific serial killer story. So I guess it's, Richard Scarry's world mixed with Dexter's, the way that I've seen it described. And I think that is a good description because you're cheering for the villain. You're like, oh my gosh, she just killed a duck. This is awful. She's dissecting. Oh, she's cutting him up into tiny little pieces. But now it's a crime that's happened in her city, or her small town. Sorry, it's not really a city. And it's up to her to find out who did it. And of course, there's different people that you're looking at through here. You're looking for different characters that might be guilty of doing this. And through her, she's trying to tidy up her shop, make sure she leaves no trail behind, but also trying to figure out who exactly killed this person. And are more deaths coming? Is this another case of a serial killer? Is this a case of somebody like somebody mimicking her murders? Because nobody knows about her murders. As I said, nobody's ever found out. She has been tidying up for years, and the more you read about her narration, you get to find out how long she's been doing this and how long she's kept it a secret, and nobody has ever found any kind of evidence that leads not only just back to her, but back to the fact that perhaps there might be a serial killer out there. It's just missing people's reports. Now, I wanted to show more of the artwork because I did mention that it has these pastel colors, making it seem more like a children's book. And there are 6 issues collected in here, and the entire story is told through these 6 issues. So it does have a beginning, and then a middle, and then, of course, the ending, how everything may be or maybe not fixed. But through each of these issues, you get to find out more and more about the citizens that live in this particular town, and how some of them may not be that normal. You know, she's messed up. Samantha's messed up, or Sam, rather. That's what they call her. But so are some of the other citizens in this particular small town. Now, in the back, there are some extras, like the variant cover done in thumbnail size. This is all done by Riley Rosmo. And then the character sketches right here of the different characters throughout the book. And a little bio on Patrick Horvath. The book has 152 pages and retails for $17.99. And that, as they say, is that. If you're interested in purchasing this book, don't forget to check out our sponsor, cheapgraphicnovels.com, your online home for graphic novels and collected editions up to 50% off cover price. They have excellent shipping and prompt and helpful service. Check out their bargain deals for up to 90% off cover price. And don't forget that CGN also takes pre-orders. That way you don't miss out on the hottest releases. And they are currently running a special promotion for you Minties. If you're a first-time customer, after receiving your order confirmation email, reply back to that email and let them know Near Mint Condition sent you their way. They will then apply a free shipping promotional credit to your next order in the US. Cheap Graphic Novels, your source for the hottest books with the kind of deep discount, quality shipping, and customer service that will keep you coming back for more. And that was the content and page count of this book. Let me know in the comments down below if you plan on picking it up, if you've already read it in single issues, if you're going to get the hardcover, or if you have any questions. Everybody, stay healthy and safe out there. Much love.